Hello everyone, welcome to Visions Anatomy. Today we are going to learn about skull norma verticalis. The skull can be viewed from anterior aspect, posterior aspect, lateral aspect, inferior aspect as well as from the superior aspect. So the superior aspect of the skull is called as norma verticalis. Norma means view. Verticalis is the superior view of the skull in the vertical plane. The outline of norma verticalis is oval in shape. As far as the osteology is concerned, it is not necessary that you should memorize every point. Just look at the bone and touch the bone and you feel the features. Easily you can just learn about the osteology. So here, already I said the outline is oval in shape. So we should know which is anterior aspect and which is posterior aspect. In the oval shape, anteriorly it is narrower, whereas posteriorly it is broader. So the bones seen are anteriorly we can able to see the frontal bone. Just posterior to that we can able to see pair of bones called as parietal bone. And posterior most we can able to see part of occipital bone. These are the major big bones which are seen in the superior view of skull. Apart from this, we can able to see nasal bone as well as the zygomatic bone. These are the separate bones which are joined by means of or attached by means of a joint called as sutures. Here the sutures are stitch-like structures present between the bones and they are immovable joint. Between the pair of parietal bones, we can able to see a suture in the midline called as sagittal suture. And between the parietal bones and frontal bone, we can able to see a suture called as coronal suture. And posteriorly, between the parietal bone and the occipital bone, the suture present is called as lambdoid suture. So mainly three sutures are present: sagittal suture, coronal suture and lambdoid suture. And these sutures meet at a point called as intersections. We can able to see a intersecting point between the coronal suture and sagittal suture called as brecma. So brecma is the point where the frontal bone as well as the pair of parietal bones meet. And posteriorly we can able to see the meeting point of sagittal suture as well as the lambdoid suture. That is called as lambda. Lambda is the point where the pair of parietal bones and the occipital bone meet. This brecma as well as lambda in the fetal skull, they are called as fontanelle because in fetal skull these bones are not completely fused, whereas they are attached by means of a membrane. So this area is called as fontanelle. So the brecma in fetal skull, it is called as anterior fontanelle because this is present on the anterior aspect. At the angles of the parietal bone, we can able to see the fontanelle. So depending upon the position, it is called as anterior fontanelle and posterior fontanelle, and we have another two fontanelle also. So here in norma verticalis, we can able to see anterior fontanelle as well as the posterior fontanelle. Anterior fontanelle is the largest of all the fontanelle, which is diamond in shape, and it is present between the frontal bone anteriorly and pair of parietal bones posteriorly. Here in fetal skull, even though the frontal bone is the unpaired bone, it develops as two halves. So we can able to see a suture between the two halves of frontal bone called as metopic suture or frontal suture. So this anterior fontanelle is present between the metopic suture anteriorly, sagittal suture posteriorly and coronal suture on either sides. Whereas the posterior fontanelle is triangular in shape and present between sagittal suture anteriorly and on either sides by the lambdoid suture. Or we can say this posterior fontanelle is present between the pair of parietal bones and the occipital bone. And these fontanelle, they will fuse. All this membranous layer will go off and all the bones there, they meet and fuses. So here this posterior fontanelle is one of this first to get fused. So the posterior fontanelle fuses by 2 to 3 months after birth. Whereas this anterior fontanelle, this is the largest and this is the one which fuses in the later years of life. So by 18 months or by the 2 years of age, this anterior fontanelle completely fuses. The features seen in Norma verticalis are: the highest point of Norma verticalis is called as vertex. Posterior to that, we can able to see the foramen in the parietal bone called as parietal foramen, through which parietal emissary vein passes through. The midpoint between the two parietal foramina is called as obilion. And on the lateral aspect in the parietal bone, we can able to see blunt round elevation or the eminence called as parietal eminence or parietal protuberance. And still lateral most, we can able to see the temporal lines. In this skull, we can able to see clearly the temporal lines. We can able to see pair of two temporal lines. One is on the superior aspect, the other one is on the inferior aspect. So we call it as superior and inferior temporal lines respectively. So where we can see the attachment of temporalis muscle. The structure which is related over this Norma verticalis is the scalp. The age determination. The presence of anterior fontanelle and posterior fontanelle, it helps in age determination because they are present in the fetal skull up to the age of 2 years of life, whereas it is absent in the adult skull. As well as the eminence, the projections which are present in the frontal bone as well as the parietal bone and the occipital bone, they are highly prominent in the fetal skull when compared with the adult skull. The clinical significance, mainly the fontanelle, they will help in the modification of shape and size of the head of the fetus during birth when it is passing through the birth canal. And these fontanelle that helps in the development of brain. So the closure of the fontanelle that determines the degree of brain development. And the anterior fontanelle is much more important. Here, the superior sagittal sinus is related just inferior to it. So, the withdrawal of blood from the superior sagittal sinus is possible through the anterior fontanelle. And the sunken anterior fontanelle represents the dehydration in the fetus or the baby, whereas the bulged anterior fontanelle, it represents the increase in intracranial pressure, which may be due to any bacterial infection in the meninges or it may be due to the increase in cerebrospinal fluid. And in the newborn babies, we can able to see the palpation in the anterior fontanelle. Until the anterior fontanelle fuses, we can able to see the pulse in the anterior fontanelle. We can see the summary of Norma verticalis. The superior view of skull is called as Norma verticalis. It is oval in shape. Anteriorly, frontal bone is present. Posterior to that, pair of parietal bone is seen, and posterior most is the part of occipital bone is seen. Between the pair of parietal bone, sagittal suture is present. Between parietal bones and frontal bone, coronal suture is seen, and between parietal bone and the occipital bone, lambdoid suture is seen. The meeting point of coronal suture and sagittal suture is called as bregma. In fetal skull, it is called as anterior fontanelle, which fuses at the age of 18 months to 2 years after birth. The meeting point of lambdoid suture and the sagittal suture is called as lambda. In fetal skull, it is called as posterior fontanelle, which fuses at 2 to 3 months after birth. The highest point of Norma verticalis is called as vertex, and posterior to that we can able to see the parietal foramen through which the parietal emissary vein passes through. And laterally, the round blunt eminence is called as the parietal eminence or the parietal protuberance, and still more laterally we can able to see the temporal lines. Here you can find the numbers from 1 to 10 and you can identify what are the structures or features present in Norma verticalis. Here in fetal skull also you can just find out from 1 to 5 and you can find the answers. If you find this video useful, share and subscribe and hit the bell icon of the channel so that you can get the updates immediately. Personal online anatomy classes or tuition as well as the coaching classes are undertaken. Students, those who are interested, can contact me through visionanatomy@gmail.com. I'll meet you in the next video. Bye-bye.